This is what it's looking like after yesterday's little snowstorm. Going to be taking off here in a few minutes, but I just wanted to add a little something to the channel here. And as you can see, as we get a little bit closer to the front of the truck, it's not going to be as easy to get out as it looks. It's not going to be as hard, but it's not going to be as easy either. Yesterday, it's 6 degrees over here, just outside of Oklahoma City. 5 degrees last time I looked at the dashboard. And yesterday I shut down a little early, actually a lot early, because the roads were a little slick and I slipped around a little bit, slipped and slide a little bit, and then a trailer almost ran into me, or slid into me. And then after that I saw a truck being pulled out of the ditch, so I figured it was time to call it a day. And I'm glad I did. Still alive. And let me turn that down for a second so you can hear me a little better. So I'll be taking off here between 4 and 5 degrees. I just looked at my dash. But I just wanted to share a little bit about what God has been kind of churning inside my heart this week, dealing with me on some stuff. And as you guys know, I've been digging up the steps that I originally took when I first gave my life to the Lord. And have you ever thought that what it was that God showed you He wanted you to do was just far beyond what you could do, or even doubted that the fact that He would even be willing to use you like that? Well, some of you know my past and will understand why I said what I said back over 30 years ago, that He started showing me being able to talk to people, groups of people, and seeing lives changed because of things that I said, things that came out of my mouth. And because I was still new to my walk with the Lord, and I'd spent the first 2 decades of my life serving the devil and doing all kinds of crazy, evil stuff, I couldn't believe that God would ever even consider using me like that. So I figured it wasn't even God. I just said, you know what? But I want to turn your attention to Deuteronomy 28. Back about 23 years ago, I went through a discipleship program at the Dream Center in LA. Some of you may have heard of it. It's ran by Matthew Barnett, son of Tommy Barnett, global minister and patriarch of the family of an amazing move of God. So I would surely recommend looking any of those up. The Barnetts, the Dream City Church in Phoenix, the Dream Center in LA, the other satellite locations around the country. But when it comes to doing the wrong thing, I do it big. I don't know about you, but if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it big. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's not, it's not. Now, let me clarify that. I don't just go around deciding to do what's wrong. Sometimes I get a weed stuck in my side, and I do stuff. But I think we all do that. But while I was in the discipleship program, I was not in a relationship, and one of the rules while you're in there, it was a year-long program, and one of the rules was if you were not in a relationship, you are not to pursue a relationship until after you completed the year. Well, I met a girl about 2/3 of the way through, and I didn't just write a half a page letter, a page letter, or 2 or 3 page letter. I wrote an 11-page letter explaining to her why it was so important that we get together before I graduated, before I finished the discipleship, which I was told I couldn't do until after I completed. And so the discipline that I received, I didn't get kicked out, fortunately, but the discipline I did receive was I had to write the whole chapter of Deuteronomy 28 25 times. Now, for those of you who don't know about Deuteronomy 28, the first 14 verses talk about the blessings that God will give you if you abide by his commandments. Now, there's 62 verses in that chapter, and only 14 of them talk about the blessings. And it was a drudgery at first. It was kind of crazy, but as I went through it and I began to open myself to understand that I really needed to start living the way God wanted me to live. That was kind of a turning point in my life, and there was a couple of things I realized about what that chapter was talking about. It wasn't just talking about, hey, if you're not doing right, you're going to get bad. You're going to get bad situations. You're going to get things taken from you. I mean, yeah, it's about that. But the truth is that it's helping it helped me to see, especially recently in the last few days, that there's some choices that I've made. Let me say that again. There are some choices that I made early on that I didn't understand what I was doing. Just like when I didn't think it was God saying that he wanted to use me to help lots of people and speak to a lot of people. And I ran. I used to joke about it a lot, I ran from my calling. But it's not so funny anymore, especially when you're at a point in your life where you're tired of having to start over again, over and over again. And the reason why is because you're doing exactly what God said not to do and getting the repercussions for it. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. Maybe you're experiencing some troubles in your life. Now, I'm not saying that all troubles are because of doing wrong, but I believe it's something that we need to consider. Because if we don't consider that, and it is that, then we're missing what we need in order to get where we want to go, where we believe God is directing us. So I want to encourage you today. Think back. Allow God to speak to you. Open your heart, open your mind to understanding what your situation really is and where the root is. Now, mind you that I've been working on myself, digging deep inside of myself, trying to understand how to be pleasing to God in all the different aspects of my life. And there's been layers, and a lot of those layers have taken me deeper and deeper. And on the last video, I talked about fear, and that's what this is all about. Fear and doubt. Fear and doubt will hold you down. Fear and doubt will keep you from being able to move forward into the things that God has for you. Fear and doubt will keep you from believing that you could have the blessings of God, whether if it be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in your job. So I want to encourage you to let fear go, move forward, because that's what I'm going to do starting today. Is I'm believing that God is going to turn things around, because I'm going to start doing those things that I know He wants me to do. And I encourage you to do the same. God bless you guys. I love you. Have a great day.